Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Shadows Within. And this is a very special interview. And we have a new company on the horizon, and I am very excited to talk about it. If you haven't heard about it, excited to talk about it if you haven't heard about it. Sorry, words all over the place. Hope everybody's having a great day, great morning, great evening, wherever you may be. Hello, Dev. Hello, sir. DPW USA GM. Please go check out DPW, KCW, AOWE, BGW, IWA, KCW, WAE, TPW, RCW, 3 also VCW, SCW. How are you doing today, Dev? Hope all is well, sir. I'm just inviting everybody, and also go check out 3Dub, XPWF, also GMW, and also this new company which we shall be talking about here, TXT. We shall be waiting for the man himself to get here. So, no worries at all, man. No worries at all. I understand. The life of a GM can be hard, especially with the industry that continues to grow, especially this ETHVED community. And I know you have a well-rounded roster that you have to keep in check. And I think our guest is about to be here very shortly. Whenever he is ready to come on. Also, go check out Dropkick Championship Wrestling, Imperial Wrestling Federation, Forever Pro Wrestling, also JCW, Juggalo Championship Wrestling, also CCW, Coastal Championship Wrestling, Cole Area Championship Wrestling, also Alba Championship Wrestling, Scottish Wrestling Entertainment. And we are also adding on the man himself to join us. Also, go check out Combat Zone Wrestling, Reality of Wrestling, International Wrestling Cartel, also Texas Style Wrestling, New Era Wrestling. Hello, sir.
Yes, sir. You can hear me.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sorry, I can't use my camera right now, but I can hear you.
Well, it's good to see you and have you on here.
Same. Glad to be here. Glad to be here.
And look right here, Mr. Dev. Yes, Alexa can be a handful, but she is a great talent nonetheless. She causes chaos, but pays back for it. Kicks ass and takes names. But Mr. How should I present you on here? How should I present you on here today?
Yeah, you can just. I'll get the whole persona and everything. Right now, I'm just gonna go with the owner of TXT. You can call me Tony Banks.
Cody Banks. Fantastic,
Yeah, Tony Banks. We'll go with that name for now.
Oh, I am excited for it, and I am thank everybody else that's joining us as well. Thank you, Mike Piro, the clown has joined us. The one, Tyson Storm, hello, sir. Hello, Joshua Naylor, my brother from another mother. Hope you are well. I love and miss you. Freaking. Now, what inspired you to start your own promotion, sir?
Oh, well, being all the promotions that we're all in together, figure we can use another place to grow and have some fun in, and on top of that, it's the same as I've stated plenty of times. After you're done with the game, you look for different avenues to build on the game itself, which is how I ended up getting into ETHVED. So after being on that side of it for as long as I've been, the next step would be to see about running your own promotion, and after that then you can see what goes after that and comes after that and so on and so forth. It's always about growing and building, so makes sense. Plus, like I said, we're all in a bunch of feds together. It's just another outlet for everybody to have some more fun.
Most indeed, sir. And the eFed community is about having fun, and that's what matters most. And I'm glad that you have that mentality going into this. And I think everybody, including myself, is very excited to see where your promotion will go.
Oh man, it's been a great start. I can say it's been a great start so far. Just because we spend a lot of time just creating, right? Creating is one of the main things. So the way I look at it, I already have my own personal universe. I create titles on the regular. I create my own different cores here and there. So it's a whole creative thing to it that you want to continue to see flourish. And it's so many talented people within this game. And I look forward to just seeing how far along we can get with this one. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Agreed there, sir. Very much agreed. Can you describe your vision for your promotion and what you hope to achieve?
Shoot, I'll say what I hope to like I said, what I hope to achieve before is just a place for everybody to have fun. But I also would like to have it looked at as like as a top fed to bring your cause in, the top fed to compete in. You strive to be the best in everything that you do. So that is no different with this. I would love to be at the top uh of the community. When you think of feds, I want TXT to be a name that's mentioned. Great, you have a title over here in this fed, you have a title over there in this fed, but does that title match up to this title over here? Shit like that. I want it to be looked at as one of those ones, one of those places where you need to be in, where you need to compete in. But at the same time, like I said, have fun with it. It shouldn't be that hard to do, but a lot of people make this business so toxic, and it's crazy that it gets looked at that way. But yeah, I would love for it to be one of those fairs that you want to compete in, but at the same time have fun in.
Exactly, sir, and thank you for that. Thank you. Um,
Mm-hmm.
what is the significance behind the name of your promotion?
Okay, 1 second. All right, so I once owned a small business, didn't really get it off the ground right. It's still in production with a lot of stuff, but the name, the name behind TXT, the actual name, and it's a mathematical thing. So the actual name is 10 by 10. Now, if do the math on 10 by 10, it equals 100.
Yeah.
So I had a clothing line that was called 10 by 10 because in this world we live in now, everything that you get has to be verified it has to be verified for the authenticity. So like if you get a pair of sneakers, you want to get a pair of authentic sneakers. So the 10 by 10 was behind that 10 by 10, 100% authentic. Well, I didn't, as I was trying to come up with a name for the Fed, um, it's so many different feds with the W behind it: XPW, ASW,
Yeah.
GFW. So I wanted to set aside and do something different, and that's when I just took my company from 10 by 10, just took the initials of TXT because by is still X, so it's still 10 by 10, but TXT, so it's still 100% wrestling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you, and you want to be different, and it
Of
seems like you
course.
were really trying to do that and what we've talked about behind the scenes. Like, I really like the style that you've chosen.
Yeah, you have to add your own type of spin on things because you don't want to come out and do the same thing that everybody does. Because if
Exactly.
that's the case, I don't have to watch your show. I can go watch this show over here because it's the same exact thing. You know what I mean? Like I said, there's a lot of us who compete in the same feds, and not to say that all the shows are the same, but you watch over here. I don't have to go to that show because I already seen this match in this show. But would you do this match different? You know what I mean? do you run this different? It's all about adding your own spin on things. Perfect example. I watched the match, and Tyson Storm is in here. Perfect. I watched the match with Tyson Storm and AJ Woods. Magnificent match. Magnificent match. Tyson Storm has another match with AJ Woods coming up on another Fed in a couple of weeks, but then he has another match with AJ Woods again on the same Fed that I watched. And not to say that they'll be the same, but the spin that they put on that first match had me enticed on wanting to see them again. So I'm definitely going to watch over here. And what they did in the last Fed, I'm going to go watch over there too because it was that much exciting. But it still had its own little spin on it because this Fed doesn't run like this Fed.
Indeed, and that's what everybody tries to do in this EFED. But like you did say, there's a lot of things that are somewhat same but not. But everybody has their own spin on it, and that's what's great about this community, that it grows and it continues to develop.
Yes. Yeah. And that's what you hope for, just to keep building on things. Like I said, it should be a place for all of us to have fun. We, enjoying the game, but at the same time, when it comes down to it, you still want to leave after watching like, damn, that shit was good. You know, man, I enjoyed watching that. Oh man, I look to see what they do next with that.
Exactly. Most agreed, sir. Welcome, Daniel. Welcome, EJ. Welcome, Travis. Welcome. Thank you for coming.
Salute
How
to
do
all
you
you guys.
you know all these people? Yes.
Yes, yep. Know just about all of them. All great guys.
How do you plan to differentiate from other promotions, which we've kind of touched on a bit?
For me, it's all about, like I said, it's all about having fun. But I want for me to add my own spin, it's all about your own individual creativeness. You know what I mean? So whereas like my presentation of the belts, I see everybody put up their belts, but all they doing is just taking a screenshot and just throwing it in the video. I'd rather have the screenshot with my logo, with my logo behind the titles. You know what I mean? And then just add a different type of feel to it. I want to do stuff that makes people want to come to this company. You want to compete for that title that you just seen. You know what I mean? Um, it's not. It's the game gives you so much leeway of things that you can play around with and do. Uh, at the end of the day, you're just gonna have to um watch and see what happens and see how we can maneuver from the norm.
Most indeed. Do you have a certain wrestling? Do you have what kind of wrestling style or format do you plan to feature?
Good question. Good question. You know, it all depends. Like, all right, so not to get too far ahead of ourselves, but for the most part, I have two different shows lined up. So you have TXT Intake, and then you have TXT Unleashed. So Intake would be more so your standard, 1v1s. You might get a triple threat here and there, or fatal four way, or 5-way, and you might, every once in a while. It's not gonna, for the most part, it'll be your standard 1v1 or tag team matches, but still have great implications because it's the flagship show. But then when you go to Unleashed, which is still it's a flagship show in itself, but Unleashed is more untamed. So that's where you'll get your Hell in a Cell matches, your Extreme Rule matches, your Underground matches, and all type of stuff like that. You know, but that show will also be a shorter show. That show will probably have about between 5 to 7 matches, and Intake will probably have between 6 to 9 matches. But you can expect different things from it. Also, I probably do random pop-up shows, just to pass the time or just to spend some shit. But just I plan on giving a little bit of everything, you know, because then you'll have like I said, you'll have the standard show here that might end up with a big match for a main event or something like that, and then you'll have this show is just off the wall. But then when you get to the PLE, you'll have a bunch of everything.
And you have a big planned out PLE, I would imagine, for like how big the name is in general. That we did talk about, Liv. I'm not going to spoil it because we did have chat behind here, but I'll have you reveal that. But
Yeah.
the name is very, very fitting.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll even give that out for the two PLEs. You know, the starting PLE and then the ending PLE. So the starting PLE, which I named Ring of the Gods, but after talking to somebody, who put me onto the Realm of the Gods, which I like a lot more. We'll run with that, and that is to start off the man as well to start off the PLEs anyway. That uh, um that
Welcome, Mr. Woods.
what's up, AJ? That PLE has huge implications to it as well because it'll be like a SummerSlam slash Money in the Bank slash Royal Rumble type of deal. It's a bunch of different things around it, so it will be one of our main PLEs to kick things off, or one of our staple PLEs, and then the ending PLE, which is like a WrestleMania type of PLE, will be called the Pinnacle, and that will be huge if I can get everything together for it, how I want it to be.
You'll have plenty of time to prepare, and Rome wasn't built in a day, and freaking you have a whole time to prepare. Your channel on your page continues to grow. I don't know
Yeah.
how your channel is doing. I'm not gonna say I know what channel you're doing it off of. You're doing off of Twitch or YouTube, yes?
Yeah. I think I have a Twitch and a YouTube. So what I'm thinking of doing is, doing the mainstream, just running the stream off of Twitch, and then as we go, I have like I'll take like, let's say, match of the week.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I'll just upload that on YouTube and do stuff like that throughout the season. Match of the week, match of the month, and then that'll lead to awards at the end of the year. You might get a match of the year award, you know what I mean? Or moment of the week and stuff like that. So I'll use both, but we'll be streaming from Twitch for the most part. To start anyway.
Will this be like an award show where you will like have like different categories per se, or is it just like and like you just like read them off live in front of everybody, or are people gonna be able to join on? Like, how would you go about that?
I haven't even thought about doing the whole. I haven't even thought about the award show in total yet. It'll be something to revisit to see how that does play out. Um, yeah, I'll have to figure that out as we go along. But right now, I'm just thinking about the now and then building on to that. So right now, as far as award shows go, I just have the idea of having specific awards, and then seeing how that plays out.
Will these rewards be like things that are for only matches, like of that category, and not for like title shots per se? Like the winner of this category will get a title shot.
I was just thinking about just giving
Okay.
straight awards, but man, that's a good idea. That is a good
Oh,
idea. I haven't even thought about that, but that's a good idea as well. You can do an award for number one contender spot, stuff like this. It's something to think about.
yeah, especially with the new style of wrestling that we got added to the game and the stuff that's been added, like the intergender and the bloodline matches and all that beautiful stuff.
Yeah, and it's still tiring to play with some of these options that you get, because the game in
Uh
itself
huh.
still has work that has to get done. Like I said,
Exactly.
from my personal standpoint, you play the game, you run through the game, and then you figure out what's next to do. But then you start trying out different matches and trying out, you know, different things, even with the settings and everything, because you want to get it, you want to tweak it just right. But the bloodline for the intergender matches, I'm not so crazy about. This just never been a thing for me. I don't care for it to see men versus women. To whoever that does like it, hey, kudos to you guys. It's not a big thing for me. I don't care for it, but it's in the game, so cool. But the bloodline rules match, but I can tell you, I don't care for them. Because I mean, granted, I understand you have to add the right allies and get everything situated, but and if you don't, then the WWE stars run in and interfere. I think I've been in one Bloodline Rules match, and it was with AJ, and that was just all over the place. And I still haven't even tried again after that. So, you know, it's like I said, it's still tweaking to some of this stuff. So
Yeah, that's understood. You have a question from Tyson Storm. My apologies, sir. Damian the King Briggs, will you be doing play-by-play commentary?
I will try. I will try to do commentary. I do have a headset and a mic. Because I'm on PS5, so it's not so hard to do. With the PS5, you can do the commentary through the headphones or even through the remote control. So I do have my headset. I will definitely try and give that a shot as well.
Understood. Well said, sir.
Mm-hmm.
How do you plan to attract and retain wrestling talent?
The way I see it, man, if you're in a place where you're having fun, what's the point of leaving, right? So like I said, if we can set this to a community where we're just enjoying it, where we're having fun, there's no BS behind it, then hey, I think it'll be a place it'll be a good place to be, and then people will come on into that because fun and good business attracts more people. So that's the way I look at it. As long as we're having fun, more people will come in because they want to have fun too. So
most definitely. And Mr. Woods said that Bloodline Rules match was way off, and we definitely need to run it back in a match.
Yeah, definitely. It was, to me, it was good to try it. I just think it was the wrong match to try because there's a nice feud / rivalry to Briggs versus Woods, and I think that probably wasn't the best match to try it in, but it was still, anytime Briggs and Woods in the ring together, it's a good match. But yeah, that wasn't the match to try it with, so we definitely do need to run that back. But yeah,
Maybe a regular good matchup or a Japan Rules match.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with either one of those. But a Bloodline Rules match to try it, wasn't it. Like I said, me personally, I want to look more into that because the game gives you so much to work with, and they still need to tweak things on their end. But it is what it is.
And I would imagine with your new promotion, you'd be also making your own kind of matches, so it's not just matches that come with the game, I would imagine, yes?
Oh yeah, definitely. You want to try to because that's one of the best things that you can do. That's one of the best things to do when running. That's one of the best things to do. Period. Is the custom match feature. You get to play around with a bunch of different things. So yeah, I'll definitely. And I've had some matches of my own that I the thing about it is when you start making these matches, you think that you're the only one that's making these matches, and then you see somebody else with the same match, just a different name, But it's definitely a fun thing to do. So of course, I'm all for making my own matches. I love to use that feature of creating matches.
Welcome, Mr. Mitchell. Welcome, John Robb. And Mr. Woods said, would you like to do an Iron Man?
Me and Woods was supposed to be set for an Iron Man match before the doors of WC closed the first time. Our match was supposed to be a Iron Man match with one weapon each, and it didn't happen, but definitely we can definitely set that up. I definitely still see that in the plans.
Tyson Storm asks, will Briggs be in the ring for TXT or will he be behind a desk?
A little bit of both. But all right, so I love the competitiveness. You know what I mean? I'm a competitor in real life, so I'm all for the competitiveness. But the thing about it is, I also don't care so much about running things in my own promotion. So I don't want to have to be like always having Briggs in the title picture. You know what I mean? Rather let everybody else have him because Briggs is actually everywhere. But will I be in the ring? Yeah, every once in a while you'll definitely get Briggs here and there. You'll definitely see Corey Bishop more than Briggs, and you'll definitely see the girls more than Briggs. But Briggs will be in and out.
Yeah, I heard Bishop may have himself a new partner coming up.
Blonde man, yeah, man. I think they're gonna make a little run for it. Honorary club member. Yeah, that
Oh
should,
my
that
god.
can definitely happen. Yeah.
Wait, you could actually say you finally got Blind Man into your group.
Yeah, I think that'll definitely open some eyes. That will actually be funny. I think if anything, we definitely gonna get a match going.
I'm so down for that. Freaking, I know Blind Man is up there and ready. If you don't have him already, you're welcome to. You're
Yeah, yeah.
welcome to him.
I definitely seen him up there. I will grab him. I'm gonna grab him anyway, just so he could ref a match or two as well. So yeah, he'll definitely be added to the roster.
Just make sure that your toilet paper is on standby at the bathrooms because he always seems how can't find it, man. I swear.
It's fucking hilarious.
What kind of storyline or themes do you envision for your promotion?
Oh man, for the most part, I want everybody to just I want I'm here to run the show. I put the show on. I want everybody to come up with some storylines as well. You know what I mean? If they want to run some ideas together, we can. But I want you guys to everybody who's involved. Put your core in certain positions. I can set the stand. I can set the base for you guys. Put the foundation down. I want everybody to just build off of that. You guys, the way I see it, like I said, this should be a place of fun, so everybody should be able to interact with everybody. I know that's not the case because some people just don't mix with some people, and that is what it is. But as far as the storylines go, man, if you have two great cores or even three or four, whatever. Like we can take a situation with some of the guys in the Feds and have CM Punk versus Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns. We could do something like that with our own cause. You know what I mean? Even though the game only allows you to do a 1v1 rivalry or a tag rivalry, fuck that. We can make our own rivalry. I want the storylines to be endless. It shouldn't be nothing more than a conversation. Like I said, I know some people just don't mix, and that's fine. We can find ways to work around that, but at the same time, we have a whole different platform to just build some stuff.
Exactly, exactly. And Mr. Woods commented again from when we were talking about with him in your situation earlier. It was also supposed to have been for when I was Worlds Collide's world champion.
Yeah, he was the world champion. I had the number one contender shot, and yeah, like I said, the door is closed. If you ask me, as far as I'm concerned, I think Woods should still be the Worlds Collide world champion. But I understand. I also understand whole new program. Everything's getting redone over, so that didn't turn out that way. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Big T is actually the champion now. But yeah, I think that Wood should have still had the championship, and me and him should have got that match, which I still think me and him are going to get that match, probably, under different circumstances, but it'll happen.
Most definitely, and I think the people want to see you guys again, and I most definitely want to see it again.
Yeah, it's one of those matches that, it's always, like I said, it's always a banger if you put Woods and Briggs in the ring together. I've had a lot of matches with a few guys, and it's like that. So, but he's definitely one of them. And like I said before, I don't know what the record is now between us. I know at one point he did have the up on me. He probably still does. It's probably 2-2 or 3-2. I'm not sure, but it's always a good one.
He suggested maybe Global Impact because we're on the same brand.
Hey, it can happen there too. It's a lot going on with Global Impact from my.
Whoa. I think the Tory party got to him too, guys. Be careful. The Tory party is real. I am not sure what happened, everybody. Think probably technical difficulties. I'm adding you, sir. Everything good?
Yeah, I don't know what that was. I didn't get a phone call. No, they just kicked me right out. So I don't know what that was about. But you can hear me, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Yes. So what I was saying is, it's a lot going on as far as global impact goes right now. I mean, granted, whenever we can get that match, if we can get that match done on there, that'd be perfect. I don't mind that either. But as of right now, Briggs is the champion on Global Impact, and he has a match coming up at El Dorado against Jay Sheree, and then he has a match whenever, well, if he even get past that match. El Guapo has a free cash in whenever he wants to use it. So, whatever. There's a lot going on there as far as that goes. But yeah, like I said, it can definitely happen. I'm all for it.
Oh, yeah. Most definitely.
Mhm.
How will you balance established talent and upcoming wrestlers?
Um, uh, yeah, so I think the best way to do that is, I mean, one, when you have established talent, it's not like you I mean, granted, since it's a new company, you would think everything starts over, but no, because you still want these high names, like you said, established talent. You still want them in the position at the end because they're not newbies. It's still a big name coming from somewhere. Again, speaking of Woods, since he's here, you can't just say, "Oh, Woods, since you're over here now, I'm gonna put you at the bottom." No, it's still AJ Woods. His name still says a lot. You know what I mean? And that's how I feel with a lot of us. You can't just get Briggs in your company and throw Briggs at the bottom, and I mean it's not like to say that it should be a problem working your way back up, because of course you do that, but at the same time it's still a big name. But I also know that a lot of the big names don't mind giving shots here and there. You know what I mean? So I feel like you have the new talent fight amongst each other, but it's always a big name that don't mind to reach down and say, "Let me give this guy a shot and pull him up and see what he can do with me." And then that goes, and that's how you build that talent, because then they become the ones giving shots. You know.
That's understood. And I like the strategy that you have going on there. Now, what is your strategy of promoting your events and reaching a wider audience?
Oh, right now, well, like for right now, like I said, things are just getting started, so I haven't really done too much of anything yet. But for the most part, we do have the TXT page. If you're not in, you're more than welcome to join in, or just ask for the invite. I send an invite. I haven't done a group chat yet, but eventually that'll get started too. Everything will open up once we at least get the first show done. I plan on doing a test stream probably in another week or two, but then after that, we can promote everywhere. It'll be promotion on the page, promotion in the group chats and stuff like that, the same way everybody else promotes. But just try to add my own creative spin to certain things.
Indeed, and I think it's also something I would like to address is I believe your company, what you were telling me, was created by gods, yes?
I think in everybody's own rights, we're all gods. Um, when I originally first had the idea, the promotion was to be called the Ring of the Gods, and after mulling over it, thinking about attacking it from different ways, I decided to go with a different name on it. But yeah, in our own rights, everybody is a god in some way, form, or another, which leads to that first PLE, the realm of the gods. Also, to to two of those titles that were in that picture, the title of the gods and the title of the goddesses, which those two titles, whenever you want to get to the title talk, those have some big implications to them as well. But
Yeah, I was just actually going to ask about those after this one.
yeah, so it went out. All right, so we can go ahead and get into that. I can give you those right off the bat. It's I was supposed to actually start this fed sometime last year, and when I was creating my titles, one of the titles that I made was the title of the god. And when I made the title of the god, it was supposed to be my own particular money in the bank title. As I didn't want to do a briefcase like everybody else does. I figured you might as well do a title because you can still walk around and carry that title and defend that title, and that was my idea of it. So seeing as it didn't go down when I originally started planning for it, I ended up bringing it back, and I started thinking about how to do it. So at this event, at the Realm of the Gods, we'll have two gauntlet matches. I want to say possibly 20-man gauntlet match, a 20-man gauntlet match, and a 20 female gauntlet match. And if you win that gauntlet match and you win that title, you get the title of the gods. Now, when you have that title, you have approximately 90 days to cash in that title for a world title shot. And if you in the even and if within the 90 days, if you decide to defend that title, whether you defend it against somebody random who wants a shot at that title, because that title can also be defended as an actual title. Every time it's defended, whoever wins it, that 90 days starts over. It starts over until it's actually cashed in. So that goes for both titles. I always thought that was a dope idea rather than just, having a briefcase or just sitting on it. Figure you can do something different. So that was the make of those two titles.
What about the Heritage and Honor Championship?
Okay, the Heritage and Honor Championship was also like it's like it's like a mid card title. It's the Intercontinental title, pretty much in a sense. The title is built off legacy and prestige because that title will still carry a lot of weight to it. It'll have a nice prestigious background to it. Like I said, it is a mid card, but it's really something special to have. I like coming up with the design of it as well. That was kind of fun too because if you look at it, it looks like it has somewhat of a sense of gold, platinum, and wood into it. So
It does. Beautiful titles that you sent me. I was blown away by all of them. I love the designs you chose. And if you want, when I do post up this YouTube, up on my YouTube page, I can post up your photos in the section so that people can see them if you would like.
yeah, definitely, no problem with that at all. Please do. I had fun making the titles. If anybody who makes titles can tell you that the the editing and cutting and all of that stuff, it becomes tedious, but at the same time, it's still fun to take different pieces and move them around. Like I said, this whole thing is a creative thing. So as long as you can, build off of what you're doing, it becomes fun after a while. So I definitely had fun making them, but man, at the time of doing it, and also even with the way that they came out, you always look at them, and I feel like I look at them and I have room for improvement. I could add on something, or I could take something out and switch something here and there. But it's all about your creativeness and where you're at with things. So it definitely, to me, definitely agree. Beautiful looking belts, and like I said, I still have more to come. But yeah,
You did tell me that you have to make a few more, and we are excited to see those when they are made. But I promise after this YouTube, when I post this up on YouTube, I will post up your belts and say it for TXT.
Sure, I appreciate it. Hell yeah.
Now your women's Apex Predator Championship. I'm very interested in this one. What is this one?
that was something I wanted to have fun with when I because I was looking to do a female mid card title tournament. I didn't want to do a women's heritage and honor, even though I could, and it's still an idea to play with, but I didn't want to specifically do that. And I got the inspiration from two different things. So Shockwave, formerly known as Shockwave, known as Calypso, he has Core, Pam the Predator. So I took her name, the Predator, from her name in mind. Also, well, we already know Randy Orton, Apex Predator. Right, got that there. But I took Pam the Predator because I wanted to incorporate the Predator in there somehow. But also, the Hitman, Jay Smoke, he has the Cold Hearted championship, which is his women's mid card title as well. And I wanted to incorporate something in between those two. They came to me that in that form, and I just thought like, man, I can do a female Apex Predator title, and that would be dope. And then with me, I like to do my research and stuff and look up things. So I'm just looking up like, Apex Predator, looking up what would be a good Predator type of thing to have. And of course, as men, we all feel like women could be predators and the most vicious predators as well. But to incorporate that with an animal, as far as you can tell, I'm pretty sure you've seen my company is based off the tiger. So blend in that tiger with the tiger and a woman in human form and blend that together, and that's where you get that picture from. So
Personally, I thought it was a god. Like I thought it was literally a company that was made by gods. But there is tiger gods out there. I just can't say
of course, yeah.
But I know that they're so. I mean,
Mm-hmm. But the tiger is also it's my favorite animal. So it's in a lot of stuff. It's in a lot of stuff, even that's outside of game stuff. It's just one of my favorite animals. Period.
Oh yeah, beautiful creature, very intelligent. People can own tigers. Like you remember that show back in the day? There was actually a full-on show
on
for
Netflix. On Netflix with the Tiger King and stuff.
I don't know if it was specifically tiger, but there was this one show where they did like a documentary on this tiger. Sadly, the tiger had to be restrained from this dude because this dude brought home a cat, and I think you know where it goes from there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then this trainer, this trainer that had to take him back into the wild was like trying to like love on him, be like, "No, don't leave me," like holding him down. Don't hurt me. Like he wasn't hurting him. He was like being nice to him. It's awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I seen that. That's crazy. I'm not sure if I seen that one. That's definitely
it was from a while ago, but that was just one of the shows that they showed on like TV at the time. It was pretty impactful.
Okay, I'd check with that.
Now this one, I noticed we have tag titles on here, the World Tag Team Championships, but it doesn't say specifically for men or women. Is this all inclusive?
Those are men tag titles. I didn't want to jump into the women tag title yet, which I possibly will. It just depends on getting more women into the Fed. You know what I mean? I think right now we're sitting at about probably 40 active wrestlers. And what I wanted to do was every guy that came in bring a woman with you. So we could probably pretty much balance that out. But I think I do have more.
Type thing.
I think I had right. I think I have more men than women. So, but eventually we will get to the women's tag title is another one of those titles that I was talking about when I said I had to create more titles. So that'll probably be that's definitely in the works as well. But once I get more women involved as well, so
we can definitely understood. And like I said, your company will grow, most guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
You also have a Triple Crown Championship. What gave about this?
So that title is one that I'm very, very excited for. It's all right. So the basis of that title, to me, like I've seen a lot of people have a Triple Crown title. You know what I mean?
Yes. You're not wrong.
When I had put that title together, if you look at the title, it has different promotions on the title. It is
Yes.
my way of also shouting out the promotions as well. Because if you look in a lot of fairs with promotions that have partner companies, they have the partners throughout the barricade or in the ring or on the mats and stuff like that, which is cool. I wanted to do something a little different, so I figured if I put them on the title, and then the meaning behind putting them on the title to obtain this title, you would have to have won a title on these promotions, at least two of the promotions. And I wanted to make it, like I said, it's a triple crown title. So I wanted to make it where if you won a main title here and a main title here, then you can win this title. But everybody hasn't won main titles everywhere. So you can win a main title here and there and then compete for this title, or you can win a main title and a mid card title. As long as you won two titles in two different places, you can compete for this title. I think that that makes it fun for that's a title for champions, by champions. You know what I mean? That type of deal. I think, and a lot of people have shown interest in that title already.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I wanted to do something different with that, and like I said, I enjoy it. It's a beautiful title. That one was probably one that I had, you know, probably the most fun making because just because I I got to actually see those side plates used differently than how other people use them.
That's understood. Yeah. Your TXT Women's World Championship.
When I when I created that title was originally the men's title. It was the men's title. It was done it was done up a little differently, but I just figured like do a title, throw some like uh guys had some guys actually wore the crown of thorns and might have some roses in there, something like that. So I was looking at just adding some thorns and some roses to a title, and when it came out looking nice. So I just switched up a few things, added a few different things, and figured that looks better on a woman than it would a guy. And that title is that title gets a lot of love too. I think it's a beautiful title.
Most agreed, sir. Most agreed. Now, your Men's World Championship.
Self-explanatory. TXT World Champion. You win that, you're the face of the company. You're at the top of the mountain. That is the pride. That's what we fight for. You know what I mean? Eventually. Oh, okay. And I was talking. Okay, so let me just add this in there because it's for the men's world title and the women's world title. I was having conversations with CJ Frost. Me and him speak about a lot of different things, and one of the things that we were talking about was customized titles. So he has this thing where if you win a title, you get to customize and make your own title, and I am doing the same thing, but mine's a little different. So I know, like I said, for me, it's a whole thing about creativity. So if you win, let's say you get that title. If you have three successful title defenses, I give you the option to go ahead and create your own title. So let's say a good friend of mine, Eddie Walker, he wins that title. He wins three different titles. He has three different successful title defenses. He gets a chance to create his own different title. The Phantom title, and he will wear that title. Now, let's say Eddie Walker loses the Phantom title, it goes back to the TXT World title, the original title. But let's say Eddie Walker comes back and gets that title and wins that title again for a second run, he doesn't have to have three successful title defenses to get a new title. He'll automatically get his Phantom title if he wants to get that back. You know what I mean? So I wanted to have fun with that as well. But yeah, the TXT World Heavyweight title is just self-explanatory. It's the main title. That's what we fight for. That's the goal. Win that, you're on the top.
Hell yes.
And that belt itself, love it. Love that belt. from the crocodile pattern blue strap to even the faceplate on it. If you notice, the men's title and the women's title, they both have the side plates that are customizable. So for anyone who wins those titles, if you have custom side plates, just send them to me if they don't already come on your car, and I'll just add those on if you win the title. Because I know they tried to do it. They said they were doing that with the mid card titles too. In the game, I have not tested that out yet. But if you have custom side plates, just let me know. If you win the title, throw them on there, no problem. You know.
How do you So with these titles, these are the only titles that you have on hand right now. Do you want to tell us about the other ones that you're working on?
Okay, like I said, women's tag titles, those are in the works. I have um a men's gladiator title that I'm working on, and the
Ooh.
gladiator title is that'll be pretty much like your. I don't want to specifically say your hardcore title. Speaking of hardcore, I see Phoenix Ways in there. What's up to you? It's not specifically your hardcore title, but it has that kind of feel to it because you're going to work with that title. If you get that title, that's the working title. That's the workman's title. That title possibly will be defended a lot on TXT Unleashed. You know what I mean? Um, let's see. There's also. Oh, I was also working on men and women's media titles. I know when it comes to media titles, different names for them. You have television titles, internet titles, cyber titles.
YouTube, Twitch
Yep,
title.
YouTube, Twitch title. Right. So I was going to do a media title, and I'm still working on that, trying to tweak that a little to see how I like that, see how if I like the idea of that. I wanted to do a cruiserweight title, call it the airborne title, but that is also something that's still in the works, and I'm not sure about that right now because I don't have a lot of cruiserweights. But those 4 or 5 titles are all things that I'm playing around with right now.
Understood, understood. And we can't wait to see them until they are fully ready and cured to be shown to the world.
Yeah.
How do you plan to engage with your audience and build a loyal fan base?
Like I said, I'm not. I'll see about how I feel like doing the commentary once I do the streams. But as far as we'll see how that works, and then just as far as keeping everybody entertained, everybody having fun and enjoying the Fed in itself. You know what I mean? I think it's the best way to go about it. You look at certain feds out there, like, all right, so um, let's throw some out there for instance, because I watch a lot of feds and I enjoy a lot of feds. So I put on KCW, and it's fun to watch KCW because it's just cool to hear Jag talk shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's a big shit talker, but it's funny. It's funny to listen to him. I'll throw on GEW. Shout out to A Jizzle. My man A died. He has, to me, if not the best hyped up feel when it comes to watching the Fed. And the way that he runs his show, man, it's amazing because it's a show in the show. I love that shit. Uh, Shout out to again, formerly known as Shockwave, Calypso. His show, it has a different type of feel to it. I love to watch his show as well. His commentating and his show in itself is just amazing to watch. IPW, Jew is just full of energy,
Yes.
excitement. It's a blessing to watch his show. Hitman show, ASW, a breath of fresh air. Great show to watch as well. I love him on commentary. You look at a show like DPW. Force doesn't even do commentary, but he's in the chats engaging with everybody, which keeps everybody entertained as well. So it's a whole bunch of ways that you can reach out to people to keep the show going, to make the show fun as well. And I plan on doing that. Like I said, I'll see how I feel about getting on as far as commentary goes because I do have a mic. But yeah, we'll just run it like that.
Because you did say that you were just starting out. Do you have any partner promotions that have stood with you as of now?
Oh, just the like I said, every if you look at that Triple Crown title, I'm in all of those promotions. But the main promotions that have reached out that want to work, um, right now, ASW, GDW, XPWF, you know, stand side by side. Again, uh, uh, me and Drew, we chop it up. Definitely want to run some shit together with IPW, DPW as well, uh, KCW. So everybody like I said, if you look at that Triple Crown title, everybody that's on there, that's who I would consider as partnerships. You know, you had to pardon me.
With
I have a little bit of a cold.
with these partnerships, do you see any potential crossovers?
Definitely, definitely. This is something that I spoke with Frost a while ago. I want to do partner TLEs. So he has Wrestle Kingdom coming up. It should be no reason why he shouldn't be able to reach out to let's say IPW and say, hey Drew, how about I run Wrestle Kingdom tonight and you run it the next night? You know what I mean? I plan on doing that with multiple different companies. All Star Pro, which is ran by Soup. Soup has a Tokyo tour and a Mexico tour. I think that he plans on going on here soon. I might want to hit Soup up and say, hey man, how about I meet you in Japan for your PLE over there, and we run a PLE together because I have connections with him too. He's on that Triple Crown title. You know what I mean? Boom!
Yeah.
Me and him run a PLE for his Japan tour. Boom! Then I leave from there and then hit Frost up and say, hey man, I heard you got Asylum coming up. How about I get on there on night two, do an Asylum for a night two, some shit. So I definitely plan on running promotions with different space. If I can, if it makes if of course it makes sense, but as long as we can get it together, if the timing is right, because you also have to look at when people run their shows. You know what I mean?
Exactly. There's a whole community out there that run many of shows, sometimes on the same day, sometimes they will be able to catch them on different days.
Definitely, definitely. So it's all about communication. That's the main thing. As long as you communicate, then it flows so easy. So like I said, with a lot of these companies, it'll definitely happen. I'm in talks with a lot of them. Um, like I said, it's all it is talks, and I think that that's huge. I think to do that is huge, to just feed off each other and run, because like I said earlier, most of us compete in the same phase across the board. Across the board, I'm in DPW, you're in DPW. I'm in ASW, you're in ASW. I'm in KCW, you're in KCW. So we can run shit like that. Now we're both in my company. Like I said, Briggs probably won't be as active as everybody, but let's say we run speaking of, to jump back a little bit, another PLE that I'll have is called Hellbound. It's an idea I'm playing around with. So let's say if I decide, hey, I want to run Hellbound next month, I might hit Hitman and say, hey man, do Hellbound with me. And like I said, we have a lot of the people on the same roster. We can split the roster. I'll take some of these people on this day, and you run some of them on your day. You know what I mean? It's all
But he
about
also
communication.
has another brand under his thing, so him and Travis would be both going to you.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, you can do it like that as well. But the thing with him and Travis is they don't always run the same PLEs. Hitman doesn't work like that, but I understand a lot of people do, but Hitman doesn't always work like that. So let's shout out his Fed tomorrow. He has Smoke Fest 3 coming up.
Smoke
The Smoke
Fest
Fest 3,
3, everybody. Go check out ASW.
Smoke Fest 3 is tomorrow, but Trav is running the show tomorrow too. And I don't think for Trav it's Smokefest 3. I think Trav's show is just his Welcome to 2K25 show. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
his first show at 2K25. So Hitman is running Smokefest 3, and then Trav is running his opening show for 25. So
Well
yeah,
said.
you can, even if you're in different promotions like that. Sometimes I understand. I do get sometimes they do run them together. You know what I mean? Like when I first started, and I was in KCW. You know, Jagger run his show this day, then Micah run his show the next day, then Tia run his show the next day, and so on and so on. So I get it.
Indeed. And things can change over time. Schedules could change.
Definitely. But
Now, those
like I said,
were
I think it's a big thing. It's just all about communication. That's how that plays out.
most agreed, sir. Most agreed. And communication is key, especially if you're working with others.
Yes.
And that was really all the questions I had today, sir, for this interview.
Perfect. Hey, look, man, I appreciate you reaching out, getting the word out, helping me get this thing rolling as well. I look at all you guys as definitely great great co-workers in this business, and some even as good friends in this business, and you will be one of those. I know you try to use your show to reach out for everybody, and give a helping hand when you can. I definitely appreciate that.
As long as it helps y'all, that's what matters to me, and I'm happy to help you guys on your guys' journey.
Yeah, so I like I said, I appreciate that. I look forward to seeing what we can build off going with this. So yeah, the best thing I have to say, like I said, I'll be running the test stream here in another week or so, but that first week of May, I'm looking to get the ball rolling. We just look forward to that, and hopefully we can put on some classics.
Gonna be banger after banger guaranteed with the place of the gods, the realm of the gods.
Yeah, there you go. That'll be the first PLE. I said I'll get started on that because I had images and stuff for Ring of the Gods, but man, once you dropped that on me, I had to switch there. I was like, hold up now.
You're like,
Hold
hold
up
up,
now.
let's take it way back.
Let's redo this. So yeah, I'll definitely be working on things for that here soon. I want to I already, like I said, as far as intake and Unleashed, I already got arenas done. I got like I said, I got most of my titles done. Probably still need to get a couple more as I'm thinking on them, and then the roster. Just working on the roster, seeing who else wants to be a part of it, who else I can get a part of it, and we'll just go from there.
Most definitely, sir. Most definitely. And it looks like you already have a lot of support behind you with the people that have joined us and the people that you've been talking to behind the scenes. And we shall see some great classics be made and some great storytelling to be told.
Oh, definitely. Again, it's just play. All I want is for everybody to have fun. Let's have some fun.
Exactly.
Let's have some fun and make some waves, and see where it go from there.
Exactly, sir. And I am going to send you off for the night. I will have you on here sometime in the near future, and it was an honor to have you on here tonight.
Yes, sir. Definitely a pleasure. I appreciate you, man.
Have a good one, sir.
You too.
That was the interview today for TXT. Go check out his page, 10 by 10, and stay tuned for more Shadows Within and other interviews to come. Stay tuned for IWA WrestleMania.